This is Valley News Live at noon.
We're following a developing story for you today from South Fargo. That's where one man was detained this morning after what police are calling a high-risk search warrant. It happened around 6:40 this morning at an apartment building in the 2200 block of 6th Avenue South. The Red River Valley SWAT team was called in to help, and police set up a perimeter around that building. Police also say they were looking for multiple people of interest. Now stay with us right here at Valley News Live as we learn more throughout the afternoon on this developing story. New at noon, the Minnesota Attorney General is issuing a consumer alert for crisis pregnancy centers in the state. Keith Ellison says the centers are not regulated under Minnesota law, and many of them offer false or misleading information. A recent study found that few are staffed with fully licensed healthcare providers. The study says only 20% have a registered nurse on staff and 9% have a doctor. Attorneys general in other states have also issued warnings on these centers. Now you can find the full study from this story by going to our VNL News app. Let's take that live look outside right now. Here we are with our Grand Forks Skycam. Not looking too bad up there. Let's see how the afternoon is going to shape up with meteorologist Nathan Hopper. Good afternoon, Nathan.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jordan. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Beautiful look from that Grand Forks Home of Economy Skycam. Great afternoon to step out and grab some food from the old food truck there in the parking lot there. So fantastic start to our Tuesday afternoon. Now we are tracking some changes for you that we're already starting to see developing across the region. So right now things quiet. I expect it to stay quiet for the next probably couple hours because the low pressure system that we're tracking right now only bringing some activity toward Minot up toward Killarney in Manitoba. But this low pressure system right here is what's going to bring us the chance for some storms later on tonight. And there's that little storm right now just in the far northern part of Towner County. Of course, some storms this afternoon, Jordan, could be on the strong to possibly severe side, especially toward the west. So, of course, we'll break down that full forecast here in a few minutes.
Okay, a few things to go over. Nathan, thank you this afternoon. Yeah. Speaking of weather, separate storms have brought flooding to communities all across the country. Some of the strongest flooding is being seen right now in Texas. At least one person is dead in the Dallas-Fort Worth area due to the floods. In Arizona, flooding is forcing evacuations in small towns and causing rivers to overflow. And in Maryland, flash flooding washed away dozens of vehicles. Former President Donald Trump has filed a new lawsuit against the Department of Justice after FBI agents seized documents from his Florida home. Trinity Chavez is in New York with those details and a new report about classified material found in Trump's Mar-a-Lago home after he left office.
Former President Donald Trump wants to stop federal agents from going through documents seized during the search of his Florida home. Trump filed a lawsuit seeking a special master or third-party attorney to be appointed to review the documents. He's also requesting the FBI return any documents that went beyond the scope of the search warrant.
It happens sometimes, and I think from the point of view of the Department of Justice and justice itself, as long as it doesn't take too much longer and delay things, that's fine.
The Justice Department responded with a statement saying the search was authorized by a federal court upon the required finding of probable cause. Federal Judge Bruce Reinhart could decide this week whether any portions of the affidavit used to authorize the search warrant can be made public.
He's going to try to see, and the DOJ is going to try to see, if there are some discrete paragraphs that are actually educational to the public that they can go forward on.
A U.S. official tells CBS News that the Justice Department retrieved at least 150 classified documents from boxes Trump handed over to the National Archives earlier this year. The New York Times reports that since federal agents re-engaged with Trump's legal team this summer and then searched his home, that number has climbed, with more than 300 documents with classified markings obtained by the Justice Department.
We didn't see any indication or explanation about why he still had classified documents after the first turnover of records in February or the subpoena in June, why they kept finding these classified documents every time they came back.
A Trump attorney signed a statement in June saying all classified material had been returned, but FBI agents found more classified material in this month's search. Trinity Chavez, CBS News, New York.
The National Archives referred the matter of missing presidential records to the Department of Justice, which then convened a grand jury investigation. According to the National Institute of Health, using marijuana and hallucinogens among young adults between 19 and 30 years old has reached an all-time high last year. The study also showed that vaping levels are back up to where they were before the pandemic, and binge drinking has gone up as well. The Biden administration is expected to make a decision on repaying school loans soon. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona says it could happen within the next week or so. The White House has already extended the pandemic-related pause 4 times. The last time was in April. Frozen payments are set to end on August 31st. Coming up here at noon, buy now, save later, what travel agents are recommending for people looking for that winter getaway. But next, we have a pretty good afternoon in store, but at night things are changing. Nathan Hopper has the forecast.